Okay. Today, at time of recording, my Discord has said that we have seen all of the main set characters. We've seen them all. And so today, what I would like to do is I would like to do my first impressions tier list of set 2, of just the main set characters. So on this list, there is no Cementos, there is no Nomu 2 if he happens to come out. I don't know. This time of recording, he's not out yet. We don't have this. No twice, as chat says. We're just not going to. We're not going to have them. These are obviously my first impressions, my first opinions. I have not seen the entire set. That does not make any sense for me to have any extra bonus knowledge. These are all my speculations. This is what I think. This is me looking at the set and looking at set 1, set 2, and where I think they things might fall, just based on cool effects. So I've got oh, can I zoom in? I got a couple of lists. Hey, so we've got top tier. We've got top tier. These are the characters that I think that is this assuming any particular action on Kirishima? This is assuming that nothing has changed. There are no bans. There are no nothings. Kirishima coordinated effort. All Might 1 doesn't get touched. Thank goodness. Iida 2 doesn't get touched. Nothing has changed about the format. Jasco decided to take a sit and wait approach. That is how I feel about this very first initial bad opinion video. So the tier list that I have are top tiers. Characters that seem like inside of on their face they're just gonna be good. Your Kirishimas, your Jiros, your Nomus, right? That on their face they're probably gonna take care of your Shigarakis. The on their face they're just gonna be pretty good. Mid tiers are gonna be they probably need to see a little bit more of their kit in order to make some magic happen, and then your low tiers are going to be the cards that like you're going to have to struggle bus with just a little bit, right? Like your Ayamas without tight-lipped is pretty much a blank character. Is this only set 1 or set 1 and 2? Only set 2. We've got sideboard tiers, which is a tier list that I want to talk about. That is probably nobody's going to sit in sideboard tier, but I think that introducing sideboard tier is important. We did it for the last tier list, and have like a conversation about like why that this character is good versus other characters. And then of course we have our patented Iida 2 tier, where we're just going to say that this character sucks, and I don't think that they will see competitive play even a little bit, just like our boy. So that let's look at our first one, and that is Midoriya. Can you guys see this? 6 hand size, 29 health. Can I make this any bigger? Ooh. 6 hand size, 29 health, Earth Good Life, discard a card, calling your punch attack gets +1 speed, +3 damage, response once per turn, commit a foundation. After you check a copy of a foundation that is in your stage, build the check foundation. I think that this character is good. I think this character could easily be in top tier depending on how much punch support that the next set has. As we take and we look at the other characters, right? The other characters share symbols with Bakugo, right? Shares Earth. And then we've got this guy shares good. This guy shares good Earth. We've got life. I think that this character has a lot of support from set 1 stuff, but just looking at what's going to happen with what's going on. Hey, look, it's a Fury character. It's a kick Fury charge character. This guy could have punches. He could. We've already said that. We've already seen this throw. This is probably a weapon character. This is a tech weapon character. I guess we got Monoma, who has a slam. This character's mid tier. He's probably gonna stick it mid tier unless he combos with set 1 so exceptionally well, or his kit blows everything else out of the water. I think that this character can easily dumpster people. I think he can. I think he's just not going to get a lot of support out of set 2 in order to do it. Set 3, set 4 come down the line. I think he could easily push up depending on how good Earth good life is. If like we also have the DLC, which has Kirishima. So if Kirishima has good Earth and a punch, we might get there. Momo has life. What's the Denki probably doesn't have any of these symbols. I mean, Denki might have like good or life. I don't see Denki having Earth. And who's the last one in the DLC? I don't remember. Aoyama has life. Aoyama doesn't have a punch. And Momo doesn't have a punch. So it's just Kirishima, maybe. It's just Kirishima, maybe. So I think Kirishama's pretty mid tier. I don't think he's low tier in a little bit. I think discard a bad card out of your hand to give +1/+3 is like a great ability. Not to mention, I sure wish that I had a second coordinated effort on my board. Oh look, I checked one. Let's just jam that guy in there. I think this guy's sweet. I think this guy's super cool. Maybe if coordinated effort doesn't get touched, he just like rolls people over with like Texas Smashes or whatever, like Texas Smash in a hardened jab into whatever, and just like constantly building in 2 coordinated efforts a turn. Like I think he could easily get there. But let's put him in mid for now, just because I don't think he gets any support from his own set. Moving on. Let's go to Endeavor, I guess. I mean, he's right here. E, your non-throw attack is +1 damage for every 6 card in your discard pile. E, commit after you're dealt 5 or more damage. Add 1 attack from your discard pile to your hand. I think this character's insane. I think he's a top tier for sure on the short list of characters that I would super easily see playing, topping, winning an event. I think this guy's schnetty. Pressing the button for free and just like getting free stats is so easy. He's a lot like Todoroki 1-Dot, in that like he counts the discard pile. And he gets a bonus out of just playing the game late. He wants to have a super thick deck, and not to mention he can just like face tank one move and then pull up any block zone that he can read having happen, or he can pull up any dunk that he wants for the next turn and then continue to block out. He's got plenty of defensive tools on his bottom 2 symbols. I don't know what his top symbol is going to look like. I think Endeavor is kind of mediocre. I don't know, man. I think given like +4, +5, like being Nomu for free is actually kind of good, and just like getting selectively draw like on defense. So I watched an Endeavor game. I commented on an Endeavor game. I think with Barrett, and I saw him like half block a Nomu, and then pick up Ice Storm, and then Breaker 2 block, and that was just happening every turn. It was super cool, and eventually Endeavor was just like hitting back just as hard, and it didn't matter against Nomu, but it is going to matter versus everybody else in the field. Like Endeavor versus Nomu is like a fun, interesting, hard matchup, because by the end of the game, they're both swinging super crazy at each other. I think this guy gets up to Jiro levels of stats without much input, especially if there's any sort of mill inside of set 2. Like if there's any sort of mill, like a press a button mill 3, we're just gonna start screaming so many big crazy attacks. And he's just gonna pick one up. It's very cool. It's very cool. Moving on, we have Dabi. I mean, I've read this guy so little. 628, enhance once per game, remove 10 foundations from your discard pile, : That's a pretty big cost. Your attack gets +8 damage and gains throw. Your rival may destroy all of their ready foundations and cancels this effect. Wowzers. This is a pretty damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario in one specific scenario. I don't have throw hate on the board. I didn't play any pressure on last turn. I just held like a bunch of blocks. And I'm at the point in the game that you can remove 10 foundations. I think he's really like this once per game is going to make my opponent play differently, but I don't actually think it's that good, right? As somebody who's played a destroy ready foundations character in the past, sometimes your opponent just taps out and then you don't kill them. The best part about this guy is just like first enhance your next attack gets 3 damage, or first enhance your attack gets 1/3. So like he accidentally gets 1/4 on every other move, right? Or the second move, first, second. And then like having an 12 damage plus 12 damage and gain throw in like a really bad spot is like a way just to clear out the game. Where does Dabi go? I think he's just like another mid-tier character. The fact that he's not keyword gated, right? Of like it just says attack, your attack. Like he easily could have said range, he could have said punch, he could have said charge. Like he could have had any of these keywords. Like, he could have said fury, right? To trigger off of these ones. The fact that he just says any attack, I think is going to be a neat deck building strat. I think he's mid. I'll have to see, and this is once again first impressions. I'll have to see how live this once per game is. If the once per game is live, he could easily be a top tier. But just giving +3 damage on everything for free, like a free press of button, or like giving plus nothing and then +1 +4 is like might just be good enough to get there, right? Like given your 0 gravity releases +4 damage just for like playing the game as your second move, like. Seems kind of good. Just seems kind of good. We'll move on. Excuse me, Dabi. My apologies. Bakugo. 720. Well, the first attack is the next gets. Wait, what? No, you have to do it the other way because they're both first enhances. It says your next attack gets +3 damage, and then your attack gets 1/3. So on the first attack, you need to press the next one gets +3, and then on this attack, you get the +1/+1. So then it's 1/4 on the second move that you played, because the next one gets 3, and then yeah. If they have no ready foundations, can they cancel for free? Yep, they 100% can. Yeah, and that's why I said this. I don't know if you said this, but long lasting seems interesting in Dabi. Fixed. Easy. Hey, thanks. I see what you did there. Made that clear. No, I'm just kidding. I still think he's pretty mid. Katsu Bakugo, 720, Death, Earth, Fire. Destroy Foundation, : your free attack gets 2 speed and +2 to its powerful rating. Whew. I think this character's very good, guys. I have to blow my nose again. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Destroy Foundation, free cat gets 2 speed, +2 to his powerful rating. Responds once per turn. After you play a combo ability, your rival flips 2 ready foundations. I think these guys are very good. I think just seeing the decks that I've seen for him playing set 1 stuff, I think he's just a good character. Not to mention, he's gonna have a bunch of his own support. He's got starter deck stuff to play off of 2 of his symbols. You've got under Fire and Death, you've got a bunch of Shigaraki combo stuff. I think that this guy is super, super neat. I think he's super, super good. Destroy Foundation, : your attack is 2 speed in a clutch moment, as long as you can put some sort of stats on it, is really good. And I'm telling you guys, if you have not gotten your 4 Bakugo secret rares, now is the time to get them. This character, if you want to play this character, you have to play 4 of that card. Have to. Giving any attack you want, powerful 4, I guess any Fury attack you want, powerful 4, is crazy. Giving it +2 damage and powerful 4 is sweet. Deck you can play Late Riser with a straight face in. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yes, I will combo, give it 1 speed or 1 damage, destroy Late Riser, give it 2 more speed. That's sweet. That is a good combo. Not to mention things like if you want to be really cheesy, these 2 cards still get to play double for a beatdown. And so if his combos with a punch or fury or whatever, like it works. It's really, really tight. There's no way that Midoriya doesn't have at least 1 combo. I couldn't imagine, because sharing the earth symbol, like if Baku or if Midoriya doesn't have a combo, I'd be sad. We'd have to find combos in these other characters, like Mina, who puts face down to her pool. That sucks. Todoroki would need a combo. Toga needs a combo, but we know it's not happening. Mineta needs a combo in order for him to get like the most value out of it. It's interesting. Yeah. I feel like Dabi with Iida, Foundation, and Bakugo, of course, will really wreck. I agree. Yeah. I am very, very excited for Bakugo too. It's a character that I think that I will play a lot of. I think I'll play a lot of this character. Stain. Rubber attack gets 1 speed. If he deals damage, your rival loses 1 health. Response commit. After your rival makes a check to play a card, that check gets -3. Failing this check does not end the combat phase. Only playable if your rival has taken damage this game. So the obvious choice is all weapons, right? Like we have so many all weapons, and we have literally 0 inside of evil and order. I think that Stain is very mid tier. I think that his response is crazy in My Hero, though. I think his response is really, really good. And so if Stain gets a move under all 3 of his symbols that say, if you fully block this, take 1, like a float combo, like a jolt, I think that he's going to be a real menace. I believe that. Because this response makes his character, like, just good enough to, like, play and be fine with. As well as, like, all of, +1/+1 on all your things for free is just a good ability, guys. It's just super, super good. IMO Stain is low. His response carries, but he doesn't make things unblockable enough, as we know now. I guess that's fair. I mean, we could put him in low just because, like, he only currently has 1 symbol. But, like, we've seen Evil and Death weapon over here, and it's a 5 low for 5, which is dumb. It's very crazy. It's silly. This character's getting weapon cards, right? If I remember right. Let's just look at my real fast, because I'm pretty sure her ability says your weapon or tech, right? Your tech weapon attack gets +1 damage, and she's like, we have more weapons and techs coming on these symbols. Like, even if it's like one of these characters that gives him the option, or this character gives him the option to, like, oh, sorry, I thought he had death. My bad. This one could guarantee a damage. This one could guarantee a damage. Like, we just don't know. I guess if we don't have more ways to get the extra poke in, maybe he's a low tier. But man, I'm putting so much. If you can get that poke in and get the response, I think he's really good, guys. I think he's really, really good. We will move on to Todoroki. 627. Your attack gets 2 speed, 2 damage. Your range attack gets stun 2. Both players add 1. Both players add 1 momentum to their hand. So this is where it gets interesting. I know a lot of people have been really high on Todoroki, and I think he's good. Like, don't get it twisted, but I don't think he's, like, that crazy. Borked? I don't see him as that great. Top tier? Everybody's saying top tier? +2/+2 on a move is great. Stun 2 on a range move is great. I don't like both players add a momentum to their hand. I think giving them a card back is really, really bad. I think giving them a card that they get to know and they get to block with is, like, super, super good. Like, half of my success with this silly character is just pulling a block back to my hand for free. And so I think giving them that card back is super good. Obviously, inside of his kit, we're gonna see what happens more. But I think this guy's pretty mid if we're gonna keep it a buck. I think he's pretty mid, but they don't always get a card back. That's true. They don't always get a card back, but then, like, you're putting a lot of stock in momentum removal, right? Like his foundation as well as Think Fast. No, it's not Think Fast. What's their plan? Right? There's quite a bit of momentum hate for sure. I just, like, +2/+2 and stun 2 is not good enough to make it top tier, and I think that giving my opponent any sort of advantage on hand size, even though I increase my hand size, is just not going to be worth it. I think he's pretty mid. Once again, I hope you guys prove me wrong, right? Like as first impressions go. Capture evildoers under fire? I mean, I guess. Interesting. We'll see you, Taro. Iida 2. Is he a low tier? This guy plays Recipro Burst really, really well. Like, really, really well. Readying a foundation is like, unless there's, like, really good enhance, commit, do a relevant thing. Like, the best thing that he wants to ready is Heroic Lineage. Iida 3, my bad. Is Heroic Lineage, and that is a 2 diff. Besides that, he just basically gives everything +1 to 3 speed while also milling himself. Like, I think this guy's fine. I think we're going to need to see more EX things inside of his kit if I want to play him. I just don't think that Iida 1 is very good. And this is just like a slightly, like a 7 hand size flavored version of Iida 1, kind of. He strings longer, except for whatever. Acceleration kit seems pretty dope in him. I agree. Like, I think he just plays Iida 1 stuff better than Iida 1 does, but I don't know how far that's going to get him. And I don't think that he is going to, like, play a very diverse game. What does him under air even look like? Right? Like, all these characters are going to have to, like, we're gonna need an EX here. We're gonna need an EX here. We're gonna need an EX here for this character to even, like, want to be played under air. Otherwise, he's just like, fine stuff. Fine. Denki stuff, honestly. What has EX in Denki? There's one card. One card has EX. And it's the bad one? It's the 4 mid for 4? No. Does Jolt have EX? Jolt has EX. Jolt's good. But we can just play that under order. I don't know, man. I think Iida 2 is probably not going to be that great. I think he's going to need a lot of help inside of his kit. I think we're gonna need to see what Iida has to say. This guy's in sideboard tier. I think this guy's so annoying. I hate card pool stuffing. I think it's bad. I think it's not that healthy for the game. Iida's kit is just one more card. Oh. So this guy's definitely low tier. This guy definitely needs help with his whole kit. There's not a whole lot more he can get. He's a low tier character. He needs help inside of his deck. That's simple. It's just that simple. And his abilities are not like that game impactful. Yeah. It's one of the mini characters. Thank you. Let's look at... Oh, we just skipped Iida altogether. Sorry, I was supposed to read him, but I didn't. You guys know what he does. Moneta. 531 E once per turn. Your rival adds 1 foundation from their stage to their card pool. If it's your rival's turn, they may add the top card of the deck face down. Enhance. Discard 1 momentum. Reduces attack speed to 0. Draw 1 card. I think this guy easily could be top tier. I think that there's so much card pool stuffing with set 1 that, like, he could just run it. But I think that you could easily sideboard this guy, take up 1 slot inside of your sideboard, and just, like, totally change the dynamic of how your water deck works. Slow the game down to a crawl, debuild your opponent, make them change that way. Auto block things for free, draw bonus cards on defense. I think just, like, putting this guy in your sideboard at a 1 of is, like, super easy. Discard a momentum, 0 speed, and draw a card is pretty solid. Yeah, just make sure. I mean, under the water symbol, you just have a bunch of throws. Sweet. I will kill you with throws eventually. Yeah. Draws too many gray cards. I don't know, man. I think you just get to get it. Yeah, I think sideboard in Asui works. Yeah, you could sideboard him Asui. You could honestly sideboard him in the Todoroki list that we're going around, in the Kami Woods list that we're going around. Like, if you get somebody who's very fast, right? Like, what does this character do against this character? Not use their EX? It's at 0. I'll draw a bonus 1. Blammo. Yeah, you just gotta be able to like toss the stats on. I think this guy's super annoying, and he makes his tongue whips like +2 damage for just playing the game. It's crazy. Ochako 3 dot. Let's read. 625 response. After the combat phase begins, reveal your momentum and add 1 higher charge attack. Reveal this way to your hand. Response after an attack is blocked. Draw 1 card, then discard 1 card. Your next check to play, a card gets +1. I think. Hot take. Out of the characters that I've seen here, she is the first to potentially be an Iida 2. I think that her abilities are not very good for her hand size health. 625 is so unbelievably low. If she got to discard a card and then draw a card, she would instantly jump up to mid or high. But the fact that she never actually goes above her printed hand size, if she's at 0 cards, she draws a card and then gets rid of that card. I don't think this character is as good as people are thinking it is. If you do happen to hit them, though, you get to pick it back up. So things like the throw, zero gravity lift. It's really good in Ochako 3, but it's also just as good in Ochako 1. It's also just as good in like other characters. Obviously not Ochako 2 because she says non-throw, but like I think she's gonna need a lot of if Ochako 3 is a good character, is super super good, you're gonna have a problem because of how jacked these symbols are with their other support, and other people are just gonna play it better, right? And so like I don't think that she is an Iida 2 character, but I think that she easily could be the lowest of low tiers because there is a game plan there. Getting the draw, getting the big long strings is fine, but I think if I had to be forced to put somebody in here and nobody else was down here, she is certainly the weakest character that I've seen so far. And honestly, it's a lot of this. It's a lot of this and this not being real card advantage. Yeah. Mina. Face down cards. I'm going to blow my nose again. Sorry, chat. So awesome. Face down card. Sorry, 627, Chaos Death Water. Face down cards in your card pool do not count towards progressive difficulty. That is super spooky. That is super, super spooky. If there is anything that just stuffs free face downs into her pool, and she just or stuffs face downs into both of our pools, it's just gonna get crazy. If the multiple keyword exists in the game, which I'm not gonna go into here. Her foundation stuffs itself face down. Okay. What does it do? Stuffs it face down to do what? Draw a bonus card or give stats? What does it do, John? +2 or -2 damage. That's pretty good. 27 is low, though. It's not that low, especially because of the response. After your punch or rage attack deals damage, your rival loses 1 health for each face down card in your card pool. If you can string out these big long strings and you can hit them for +2, +3, +4, like that's just like +2, +3, +4 damage. She reminds me a bit of Jiro, right? But instead of getting +1 speed, she might just be stuffing my opponent's card pool full of stuff, right? Like her tongue whips are crazy. Right? Her tongue whips are insane. So not only am I stuffing their card pool and giving a bonus damage, but I'm gonna hit them for bonus stuff if I can find ways to stuff my card pool. I think the character all depends on what's inside of her own kit. And so for that, she might just like start out as a low tier, but I can easily see, depending on how good her kit is, it could shoot up to mid tier. Black Ace, that's good. Yeah, it's like do her card stuck, right? Like she's got such big, and I hate to keep bringing up stand-up cards. She's got such big Akuma energy, right? Where Akuma plays with his own stuff. He doesn't really get to expand into other people's things. There was one other character in the game that had like his face down card gimmick, and it was like Gyro Man, and even those cards were like super mid, super small. I think this character's going to be super dependent on the things that she gets, and she's just going to play with her own stuff. There's going to be very little integration of other people's things, I bet. Moving on. We've got Sero. 626. Your attack, discard 1 card from your rival's card pool. Your attack gets +3 speed. Draw 1 card. I like this guy a lot. Enhance twice per turn. Commit a foundation. Your rival commits 1 foundation. I think this guy's good. I think this guy is like super, super top tier. This is just a good ability, guys. I don't have to kick the card if I don't want to. It's basically +2 speed, draw a card on every move that my opponent interacts with, as well as we get to what the fuck? Kuma slam multiples like a motherfucker. I mean, you're not wrong. But like that's all he did. Besides that, we're on to Sero. Sorry on fun stuff. This guy reminds me of a Boomer character that was sneaky good. The question is was that Boomer character sneaky good because of the stats that he gave, or was he sneaky good because of my opponent had to breaker one themselves, or he get to like just minus a bunch of damage or abort an attack or whatever, right? Like I think there's something about that other character that makes this guy. I mean, that response on that boomer character is not this. This is way more tame. I'm actually thinking none of those. Oh, you're going even older school than me? Huh. Well, it's telling us you truly are a boomer. No, but I think if there's a bunch of card pool stuffing, which we've already seen this guy's attack does stuff an extra card in the card pool, I think this card is going to be really, really spooky. He reminds me of just like a better Froppy 2. And that's not a very high starting point to begin with, but I think that anytime that I would ever play Froppy 2 under the water symbol, I would just like play Sero 2 instead. 100% of the time. I don't think that it is that good. I don't want to be stuffed. I'd like to be pleasantly full. Yeah. I think this guy's actually pretty good. And he might just have some like easy counterplay of like, especially if they print anything that like kicks cards out of my own card pool. Like that might be some cool counterplay. And with both of these cards plus everything from set 1, I think we might need it. Bring Battle Station into MHA, please and thank you. I don't know if we need Mally, but we could do something similar. I bet. I commit 1 for you to commit 2 seems like a little suspect. Hitoshi Shinzo 719 all order void. First form named attack zone high mid low. Attacks that match the name zone get +2 speed for the rest of this combat phase. Response once per turn after your rival's attack resolves. Reveal one random card in their hand. They must play that card as their next form or discard it. This guy sucks, guys. This guy's so bad. This guy's so bad. I knew this guy was coming up, which is why I did not leave her here. This guy is super, super bad. There's a single scenario that I think that we could play this guy, and it's I want to be a 7-hand size Sero for game 1, and then I'll sideboard into Sero for games 2 and 3. Sero 1 dot, excuse me. Anything that this guy wants to do, Eraserhead just does better. Or like Eraserhead's like a 6-hand size character or a 7 asterisk size hand character because like one of those cards is always going to be erase. But this guy his response is just terrible. Don't play it. It's just not good. If he said they must play it as their next form or pass their turn into their combat phase, great. He is a very cool character. Yo, you gotta play that card that maybe you want to do later, or breaker 1 yourself, or you're done. Sweet. And he like punishes people for playing too many enhanced level actions. Like I think that there was this response was almost super cool for the metagame. Almost super cool. But I just don't think it's very good. I just don't think it's very good. Or discard it is terrible. He's bad. I wish it wasn't one random card. You wish you could just see it? You just want to look at it? Look at their hand, pick a thing? Did I lose? I didn't exit out, did I? Did I just click the X button? Chat? I don't have it anymore. Okay, I guess we do this. I've only got a couple more. The bird. Can you guys see him? The bird. 627. Interesting they made Tokoyami 6-hand size and not 7. Okay. Air. About time the bird got the air symbol, huh? Crazy. He started with fire. Actually crazy. Air, Chaos, Evil. E, once per turn, discard a card from your card pool, add 1 ally card from your discard pile to your card pool, playable while committed. I think this ability is super, super neat. And that's the end of that statement. I think it's super, super neat. I think it's very cool to be like, yo, I don't want this thing in here, but I do want this one, especially if there's any sort of way to recur things. If there's any sort of, and once again being a boomer, if there's any sort of Woodman Leaf Shield-esque types of things that exist in the game, of like, while this card's in my card pool, my opponent's attacks have -2 damage, right? If they have any of those that exist on the ally symbol, being able to be like, yo, I'll kick this block from my pool, add this thing, now all your things have -2 damage, seems rad. Play Ruin, play Attack 2, replace Ruin with Summon Dark Shadow. Yeah, that seems neat, right? Like, being able to just jam back in your Summon Dark Shadow every turn, clear this thing, pull it back in is super good. If they have good ally, Chrome Frog could be a thing, right? Yeah. Like, and then enhance commit, ready 2 ally foundations have not been ready this combat phase. If there are any good enhance commit or response commit ally cards, I think I'm down. I think I'm so down. I think this guy is super, super rad. I think that him being a 6-hand size character is probably going to hurt him a little bit, and it really just depends on how good his stuff is. For that, I'm just going to put him in low tier, because currently, his new foundation doesn't even have ally. Oh. I mean, maybe there's, like, other ally foundations, right? Like, we don't know. I think he's not enough info tier. That's kind of where I'm feeling with, like, all of these guys, right? There's not enough info on the kit. I mean, I guess you could technically put him down here too, but I think that response is like crazy. I think he's cool. Monoma? Monoma. I didn't get how you play him off air. Good point. Response. Once per game, after your attack deals damage, gain all abilities on your rival's character for the rest of the game. This ability cannot be canceled. Enhance your attack gains a keyword trait of your choice. If it gained taunt, this attack gets +1 damage. So this guy is neat. I think he's, like, honestly the best cyber character as long as your death, like, does some neat things. But I think he's neat. I think he's a deck builder's dream. Just giving 1 damage on things is not very good. I think that this guy is like the definition of low tier because his face is not going to do anything. His face is going to be, yo, I want to run a super silly deck, and this is how I want to make it happen, right? Is I want to run an attack package that does not necessarily work with my foundation package under this symbol. And so if we can find something crazy that works like that, then I think Monoma is going to be very cool. But if that is not the case, then he's just Iida 2, right? It really depends on what the creative deck builders can get out there and find with this guy. And so with that, I have to put him at low tier. MHACCG. Before the game begins, search your deck for 4 copies of Box Full of Babies and remove them from the game. First form, build 1 copy of Box Full of Babies from your remove from game pile. Flip a foundation. Your attacker weapon gets +1 damage for each asset in your stage. We've already seen Box Full of Babies, and so I'm going to link that in together, right? Box Full of Babies is a, if you're Hatsume, draw 1 card. Otherwise, draw 1 card, discard 1 card. And then commit, your attacker weapon gets +1/+1. IMO May is bad. I think this character is insane, dude. I think this character's nuts. I think this character is gonna play a bunch of attacks, like so many attacks, and just be a 9-hand size 28 health character. I think right now, just being a staff strike deck is super, super cool. Giving all the staff strikes 1,000 damage. I think it's super, super red. And then one thing is going to be good. Probably sucks versus aggro, insane versus control. 100%, right? And so I think that this character actually might be like one of the answers to Kirishima. I know that's a crazy thing to say, but like Kirishima wants to play this super late long game, and Hatsume is just going to like be better at playing that super late long game. Like they're just going to be better because they're always going to be a 9-hand size character, always. Like 9-hand size character. Not to mention under the all in life symbol, we get to play things like Staff Strike, right? To just draw even more cards and have more options and do more things. And one move is going to be like absolutely yoked. Like I think there's something really special about how Hatsume works. Like really, really special. Toga. 720. Quan Chi symbols. Doesn't copy characters. Bad. Cringe. E. Lose 1 health. Your attack gets +1 speed. If your attack is blocked, your rival loses 1 health. And your next attack gets +1 speed. This cannot reduce your rival below 1 health. This is a 7 hand size stain. But stain says if hit, right? So stain says if hit. She says if not hit. If it deals damage, they lose 1. If it's blocked, they lose 1. And your next one gets speed. Better stain. Yeah, that's how I feel too. She's not locked by symbols. After rival loses health, gain 1 health, draw 1 card, and discard 1 card. It's interesting because, like, I'm poo-pooing this character for draw 1, discard 1. But I'm not poo-pooing this character for draw 1, discard 1. I guess it might be because I value speed more than possibly getting attack. This is twice per turn. This is after every blocked move. Because she heals. I guess that's fair. Also, like, 720 is respectable where 525 is, or 625 is not. Could you imagine 525? That'd be crazy. Where 625 is just not. But 720 is. Also, +2 speed. If they interact, I block. I always get to draw my twice, so I always get to cycle my hand. I think this character is probably just, like, a really good mid-tier. Life throw might be crazy. Like, life throws might just be crazy. Let's block this 7 damage move. Or this 6 damage move. And then I'll pay 1, give it the bonus speed or whatever, and then I'll draw off of the block and then draw again. Yeah, I think mid-tier could get better depending on what cards do. I think she's just really generic, and that's what's super scary. Not to mention her attack's like a 5 low for 5, which is just like dummy thick stats. It's crazy. It's crazy. Sorry, Chad, I'll be back. It's so yucky. Yeah, I like her. Hopefully with, like, how good Stain is and how good she is and how good I'm hoping Hatsume is. We the earth symbol or the evil symbol is gonna get pretty good. 5 over 5 that causes a second cut when your opponent loses health, so she can double cycle off of just it. Yeah, I mean it is a great card for her. Ibar Shiozaki, 719. Earth, Life, Water. This deck gets -1 damage. Your next deck this turn gets +3 damage. Where have we seen something along this line before? You. Looks very similar. Your next deck is +3 damage. It's cool. Under 3 different symbols, I think. Enhance once per turn. Your next low attack ignores progressive difficulty. I think this character is actually pretty good. If mid, if not top tier, just because of how good, the water low attacks are. As Barry says, Chop is pretty good. And also uses this defensively to give a -1 damage. I said that this character gives me big Tokoyami vibes, where Tokoyami says that all of my moves get +1 damage, all of your moves get -1 damage, and I'm going to string out long and increase my check intermittently. Where she says all of your moves get -1 damage, all of my moves get +2 damage minimum. My last one gets +3, and then my last one, my last big haymaker, is free. It's I'll play this tongue whip on a 4. Oh, man, you got 6 cards in your card book because you've been blocking all my +2 damages. Rough. I guess we will jam this down your throat. I think this character is really, really good. I think she's a fun 7-hand size, 19 health aggro character with just enough defense on her face to make her work. I think this character is going to be very, very cool to play against. Up next, we've got Tetsu. Honestly, my favorite character to come out of the set. 5 hand size, 32 health, got Kirishima symbols. Discard a card, your attack is +4 damage. Enhance once per turn. If you have 0 cards in your hand, reduces attack's damage to 1. Response after you take damage from an unblocked attack, add 1 card from your stage to your hand. I think this guy plays exactly how TamCardwell wants to play defense. I think this guy being able to play coordinated effort is super, super tight. My biggest issue with him having coordinated effort or having Kirishima symbols, coordinated effort symbols, is he just doesn't build cards down. So his response actually picks up attacks actually picks up blocks and not pick up attacks like Kirishima does, right? If he has some way to build cards down into his stage, like from the top, not using Kirishima support, like using new support, I think he's be really, really good. He shares 2 symbols with an S character that for sure does that. And so for now, I think he's a mid tier. I like his abilities. Your attack is +4 damage. It's very similar to Midoriya, who says your punch gets +1/+3 for that same cost. 629 versus 532. Has a cool build ability as opposed to sweet defense abilities. I like this character. A lot. On the short list, probably my favorite character from the set revealed. The character I'm probably gonna make first. I like him a lot. Game melee passionate loops are okay, but we need to see more support for him. That is very true. Melee passionate loops are okay, and also his response to lift a card from it to his hand for like cool blocks is like not twice per turn, right? It is more. So like things like resistance, things like his own card that's just like it's a 5 or a 1/5/3 mid. I don't see a reason to play him so long as Kirishima exists. This character, if I have no cards in my hand, just absolutely demolishes this character, right? Right? Like if you just trigger your once per game and I trigger my once per turn, I just win the exchange, right? So like I think there's a reason. I think there's some really, really neat possibilities that can happen inside of this. +4 damage is a lot, and a reset of 1 is quite better at dealing with huge speed. Yeah, 100%. I think this guy's sweet. I think that I want to see his kit. I just want him to be able to build attacks so that I can pick them up and play them. Otherwise, he's got some real 5 hand size energy. So if I can't draw cards, I think he's going to be an issue. And so I think he might be top tier, but remember, you have 1 card, you can burn it on defense, do nothing, and activate the reset. Yeah, good point. I think this guy's rad. He's a 3-card support. That's fine because we've got Gran Torino, and Gran Torino is our new overlord. Gran Torino 626. Response: destroy 1 foundation colon after your charge for your kick attacks blocked. Build it face down committed. Playable while committed. This guy's very good. Commit, discard a card. Add 1 face down card to your hand. Your rival discards a card. He's just up here. He's just great. We all complain about coordinated effort. We complain about Kirishima, but imagine Kirishima discarding cards out of your hand. Crazy. The biggest thing about him is he is locked into Charge Fury Kick, but there are plenty of things to make him do. To let him trigger off of those. You have literally all of the Iida kicks under Void. You've got Kirishima's stuff inside of these symbols. I don't know what the air symbol looks like when it comes to charges. Oh wait, all of Denki's and Ochako's cards. And so like, imagine my opponent has 1 last card in their hand. They're all tapped out because they've been blocking all these super fast moves that I've been playing, and I just commit my face and pick up the indiscriminate shock that you had to block earlier. All right, I'll play this on a very clean card pool because you've been blocking all my moves and tapping out your face. Well, I guess we'll discard that last card and I'll push you plus 17 damage. This character is so good. This character alone is why I think something needs to change. He has that quasi flash friendly going on too. Yeah, good point. You block my specialist sound and I'll specialized sound waves and I'll get to pick up. Man, Wow. Yeah, this guy's very, very good, and I think that something needs to happen with a particular foundation or these two symbols in order for this to be legit. Okay, so our last minute look. When it comes to our tier list, I think this tier list looks really, really good. A lot of these low tiers are I need to see more from the game. I mean, if we want to put this here, I need to see more from their kit. These mid tiers look like they're going to be fine, but easily could be pushed up to top tier depending on what we see. Once again, this is the first look, and I really like my top tier. I know you guys said that Endeavor, you don't think he's very good, but I don't know, guys. Like he might be top of mid tier. But I think just, like, scaling damage, like, the reason Todoroki's so good is, like, scaling the damage, but he also doesn't have as many throws. I think Stain is still low. Endeavor top tier. That's where I had him. That's where I had him, Stan Lucha. I think this guy's going to be very, very good. I think he's going to be very, very good. And so with that, what do you guys think over on the YouTubes? Let me know down in the comments down below. In the description of the video, I'm going to have this tier list maker, and I'd love to see your own. And I'll have there's an entire previews section over on my Discord that I would love to see you guys put up your own speculation zone. This is what my tier list looks like. And so with that, thank you much for watching the video, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one. Stay well. Yeah, chat, this is a... I don't think Stain is underwhelming, honestly. Honestly, you're going to get poked by Stain. I fought one Stain one time, and I played everything perfect, got poked, and then I should have lost. He just responded, and he just didn't respond with the -3 at clutch moments, and like I was able to squeak out a win. But I should not have won the one fight that I've had against Stain. And I played perfect. He just said -3 to my thing that was supposed to kill him, and I won. Sorry, he didn't -3 the thing that was supposed to kill him. He didn't -3 that was supposed to kill him. So yeah, let me know. I'll go ahead and I'll drop this in the chat here. Did I mention President Mike 2? He's in the main set. I didn't. I didn't even put him on the tier list. Damnedle, no. I think that guy's silly. That's fine, Plucky. I can do that. I think so. Tamarin Dallas Cardwell hates mill. Hates it. Cannot stand being milled. I'm playing these super sweet cards. Quit putting them in my discard pile. It's already bad enough that I've got to check them. I cannot stand it. I just want to play with my cool cards, and President Mike does not let me do that. I think that if there is any more bonus mill outside of his character, I just think you're not allowed to run 50 card decks. And I think that's it. I think that the meta will just evolve to where, like, if you accidentally find a Tokoyami running 50 cards and you're President Mike, you're just going to eat him up. Yes. But then you're going to fight against, 70 card Hatsume, and you're going to be like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Right? So I think he's probably sideboard tier. I don't know. I don't know.